Welcome back with me Axel. Again, this is the gameplay for Hawk and we are going to evolve our plane into triple S class for today. So let's get started. And actually one of the plane that is weak in terms of armor, so I'm going to evolve this plane. But first of all, I'm going to test this plane on the one of the stage before evolving this into SSS class. And now I'm going to switch into the previous character as I've just found out about this from one of my subscribers, one of my friend about this stage. And here goes, I'm going to test Eagle on this stage, and this kind of stage is just so difficult to finish, and if you want to solo that's going to take an effort. Alright, destroy 152 targets, that's a long way to go up until the end. First I'm going to trigger this honeybee and test this out, this maximum honeybee upgrade. At least for now it's an SS class. Alright, here goes for all of these planes. The target keeps following me from the left. That's gonna be like dangerous, so you have to pay attention from all of these directions. The attention you got from... Alright, let me trigger this. Oh my goodness, the honeybee doesn't seem to soak the damage. It seems like the rockets penetrate the honeybee wave. My goodness, this is just so bad setup. I'm going to switch into the other setup, and honeybee used to be like killing the rockets as well. And the nerf on the previous one is just so bad, so I'm going to switch. And I believe before this, honeybee is so strong, and just getting this Juliet right now. I'm going to switch into Juliet as one of my favorite app until this 1.9, and let's go for this. The same stage, let's repeat exactly the same move, and we are going to face lots of rockets, different copters. How about this? Explosive stuffs everywhere around this. Right, going to be exploding. My goodness, I'm going to trigger this as the protection. Alright, the bomb just got on the left and right, and they are not at the same time, so I can dodge still. And here goes the rockets. That's why I move forward, as that is probably the most safest position around when rockets keeps following you around. And let's go for this. Rockets, I'm going to trigger this. Lots of rockets. Be careful with the one on left. Pay attention, they are everywhere, covering the entire screen. This is one of the most difficult stage. Let me try this. Overdrive. That is not going to one-hit kill the copter. It's a strange type of overdrive, and it has been nerfed like a long time ago. It used to be so quite deadly against all of this mess. But alright, let's just see this. The SSS class probably would have like better overdrive, if that's it. I'm not sure about that. Let's test this out after I have evolved this eagle. Slaying everything on the screen, great. Now let me just slam myself into all of these enemies. Very good. Trying to trigger this out. Juliet, one of the Bravo that I used lately out of this stage, and probably not everybody's favorite, but alright, I'm just going to have this as one of my collection at least. Now it's time to really evolve the plane into SSS class, and this is the moment to evolve Eagle as one of the most wanted plane on this 1.9. This is all of the perks. We have more or less the same, and it's not gonna increase after the SSS evolution. So increase in the armor and power and the other stats, but not except this shield. You get the extra shield but not the perks. So we have to probably, I want to evolve. Alright, upgrade it until 150. That's more than enough. And let's test this out. The same stage, exactly the same stage as the previous one. Let me get back to the previous chapter, and here goes. The same stage. Will Eagle be able to defeat these kinds of mess or enemies at SSS class? Is it worse or is it better in terms of power and defense and other stuff? Destroy 152 targets. Alright, here goes. For all of this, I'm going to summon Juliet. Bolts. The bolts just keeps going on. That's great. And let me kill this plane. Some other stuff on the screen. Alright, the SSS shield. As you can see, the benefit of the shield is just on that part. But I think that Eagle kills a little bit slower than the previous one. As you can see that the shield is almost broke as well. Let's test the other part. Right, at least I have a lot better protection against all of this mess. All the projectiles and rockets. Incoming fast rockets as the most deadly ever. How about the other stuff? Let me try this. The overdrive doesn't seem to be like improving, at least a bit. It's not really like much of the difference. And I wonder why is that. We have the increase in the stats like a spatial power after getting this plane up until 150 or power at least, and there doesn't seem to be like the overdrive improvement. And I wonder where the stats number gone like, and where is it. I'm not sure about the validity of the numbers, so let me test this out. At least we need to find the other stuff, the good stuff out of this SSS evolution. Well, apart from all of this, I just like the shield. It's so great that devastate every single of the projectiles. So the shield is going to shield you against all of these projectiles, and a few of the planes probably not going to damage you a lot. And let's test this out on the other stage. We are going to face some bosses around on the newest version stages. How about this 174? We have exactly one kind of a boss, plus all of those incoming souls. They are going to be like obstacles against all of these eagles. Of course, the shield is not going to hold all of those incoming souls, so I have to be very careful on this, trying to dodge like this. And the biggest obstacle is not really about all of these souls, but except if you face like sudden lag and you stop right in the middle of this souls round, and then you can have like your plane exploded. That's going to be like game over. You need to continue. That's not going to be good. That's the only drawback about having the laggy stage. So you have probably some other method against all of this kind of messy. Probably you can use overdrive as well. Let me get into this box. Some are the drops. Right, incoming souls. We have purple ones. Like I've mentioned previously, purple ones are not really that difficult in terms of the speed, but they are so deadly when you face them from the back. So you have to move forward like at the middle position. That's the best one. Let me get into this. Trying to clean up all of these souls that the boss left around. I'm not going to leave them behind. They're going to be so dangerous. So having all of these projectiles, bullets, I think it's going to take a while against this boss, especially with the low power of this eagle. How about the overdrive? It's even not going to scratch the boss. I wonder why is that. The overdrive doesn't seem to be like improving a bit against all of these boss. Well, if you ask me, how about the previous eagle? Well, if you see like the previous videos of mine, we have eagle at the maximum power, even better than Basso for in terms of overdrive. And eagle has been nerfed so badly in terms of overdrives and the attack power as well. I'm not sure when developer will consider to get this plane back to normal. Well, it's been like a lot version back then. It's like 1.5 or 1.4 until this 1.9. Alright, how about the SSS Eagle? What is my impression for now? We have the extra shield, perfect for this weak eagle in terms of power. And we have as well shield can easily be broken probably. As you can see from this fight against the boss. We have Juliet that adds like the plain armor, and it's like, alright, probably we need to measure up sometimes with the airplane. And just getting this done, I'm just going to kill all of these rockets, going to dodge them like that. How about this overdrive again on the very last armor of this boss? Right, not going to hurt the boss a lot, so I think that's the overdrive problem for every bosses. Even the normal enemies like facing trouble, we have not much of damage inflicted on the bosses, as well the small AZ, something like that. Alright, now how about getting on this other stage? I'm so excited to try this out. Switching with the other robot, I'm going to try this out. Scarab, this is one of my favorite robot, but this is not going to be working very much. Alright, I'm running out of variums against this boss. I think this boss is very tough and I haven't found any of the good setup up until now. This is going to be like, wow, this is homework for me to find the best setup for Eagle, and it's, oh my goodness. At least we are going to find this out. Whereas Scarab is going to be pretty effective. Alright, it's not going to be effective on this stage against all of these drones. That's the first one. Throwing some bombs, a big one, and it's not going to hurt these drones very much. Alright, boom, another one. Alright, the extra shield just getting very useful. At least I won't die easily with this Eagle. At least that's the best point, the last point of having the SSS. Let me throw some other bombs to clean this mess. And the drone just, alright, they are getting away and getting replaced by the boss. The real trouble is coming. Shoot the overdrive, but see, it's not something to be proud of. We have not to scratch any of these bosses, so my suggestion is not to use any of the Eagle's overdrives against this boss. It's just a waste of credits, it's just a waste of money, waste of your time. And let me throw the bombs. Just learn the skill how to beat this boss easier than what you're supposed to have right now. Alright, shooting against all these cannons. Slay every single projectiles on the screens with just Legatus. Alright, great. 2 parts of the boss just gone. And we have to throw against the bomb. Against all of this mess. My goodness, the incoming strongest beam. And here goes. I'm going to take down the right part of the cannon first before the left one. We still have like 3 parts on the left. But how about getting this? The right one, or probably I'm going to get the front cannons first before the back one. But usually the back one deals the most damage compared with the front one. Alright. Finally. The one that is strong enough has been taken down. How about this? Let me get on the left side of the cannon. Great. Now trying to get my bots to get ready. Yes, that's the 4th ability for this plane. And it also barely scratch any of this health of the boss or even drones. So I'm going to recharge against the shield. At least help me a bit on the survival stuff. Alright, throw again the bomb and getting against this, the overdrive. Still useless, as you can see. The overdrive doesn't do any of the particular damage. I wonder what the overdrive does over the boss. Alright, another one. So Eagle is not particularly a strong plane, but it's just like at the beginning of 150 levels, and how about maxing him out? It's not going to be much of the difference as much as I have analyzed between this and the other planes. Probably just the increase in the attack power, but not gonna affect the overdrive for sure. Alright, so I think this is all of my gameplay for today, and thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave thumbs up as always, and goodbye. Following me around, that's not going to be great, especially for those who have lower setup than mine. And even this, I have high setup, but why I did like Wow, that's a lot of health loss against all of this explosive. My goodness. Is this some kind of trick over the screen or whatever that I could not find any of the solutions, at least for now?